Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this community that you guys have built. It's a safe place, and I appreciate that. And that's a reason why I want to talk about what I want to talk about now. So, first and foremost, I mean, seriously, I thank you so much. I've been having a problem with my eye. Anyway, listen, guys, who is Thomas MuAnderson? Was he a Scientologist? Is he a Scientologist? Is he an automated voice, an animated voice? Because his avatar is of Dune, the movie Dune, focusing more on Timothee Chalamet. So, is Thomas Timothee Chalamet? Who is this guy, Thomas MuAnderson, who is being so totally disrespectful, phobic, and it is phobic, Thomas. I'm calling you out on it. As a gay woman, I'm calling you out on it. You are being phobic. Because the two people that Thomas mimics disgustingly are two gay people. One of them is Latino. The way that he mimics Serge is disgusting. You are disgusting. Thomas, you're disgusting. Guys, have you seen this video? I want you to see this video. And let's decide, if it isn't phobic and if it isn't bigotry and racism and everything else that is so wrong. Okay? Let's just see. And I also want to know, why do people owe you an explanation? Like, why do people owe you what are you so offended by? That you would mimic, make fun of? What do? You have a hate platform? What are you doing? And why don't you show your face? Why don't you tell us who you are? Guys, watch this disgusting mess. Watch this, guys.
So what is the problem with Nora, oh Nora? Well, I guess the first problem is, who is she? Because you see, kids, that's not her real name. Now we have the YouTube name, oh Nora. Then we have her real name, Nora Ames. But wait for it, that's not her real name. And hopefully you'll be like, what?
Did you hear what Thomas said there? Like, he hopes that you don't know that Nora, that's not her real name, and then he tells you her real name. Now, her name, I guess, is out there, right? But we didn't know it. Or he's hopeful that we don't know it. So, is it for clicks? I mean, do you sell somebody's uh, private, personal information for clicks? Is that what you're trying to do? That's You don't know how bad that it makes you look. It doesn't make Nora look bad. It makes you look bad, Thomas. It makes you look really bad. So I don't understand what this woman has ever done to you that pissed you off. Were you a Scientologist? Are you a Scientologist? What is she doing that is upsetting you so much? Can you share that with me? Because there's so much venom here. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand. And I'd like to understand because you brought it forth. You brought it forth. I don't know what she's done to deserve this. I don't know what she owes you. So enlighten me. Tell me. Tell me. But the way you go about this is an attack. This is an attack.
Yes, she's got multiple names. Now Nora has been married several times. Maybe this is just, well, we had the real name, then the married name. She got married again. That's another thing. She had a husband. See, Nora is gay today. Before, she was a heterosexual. Alrighty then. Well, people can change. And I know people, oh my god, you're phobic. No, no, no. I'm just jotting the weird changes in Nora, oh Nora.
So she was in Scientology and she wasn't allowed to even give any thought to being gay or having any kind of life like that. So she didn't act on her gay tendencies back then. Maybe, just maybe, she wasn't gay back then. See, you know Cynthia Nixon, the actress from Sex and the City, she was married to a guy, and then one day she fell in love with a woman. Sometimes that happens. Thomas, do you have any degree in anything that would allow you to understand that? I just want to know, do you have any kind of experience or anything? Because, see, sometimes that happens. See, I'm a gay woman, but I dated men before I was a gay woman and before I was actively gay. So, like, are you asexual before you get involved with somebody? Are labels just so black and white like that? Like, can you tell me anything about you, Thomas, that would, besides what you look like? I mean, because it's just having this monotone voice behind these images is just really crazy when you call out other people for their individuality, their personality. They did escape a cult. Did you? Like, I'm still trying to understand who you are. Who are you?
You might think, we're getting real personal. We're going to get more personal. He had neo-Nazi CIA background. Nora does not deny this. She literally brags. You know, guys, when I was a little kid, I was literally in the Guardian's office. Yes, as a little kid, they brought me to the Guardian's office. I was there as a kid. I saw my mommy and daddy becoming spies for Scientology. And then she joins a Sea Org. So you have a Sea Org member with a spy CIA Nazi background, literally entrusted with Tom Cruise's little children. What do you think she did? At the very best, she's taking down reports. She's spying on them. She's monitoring them. She's going to get every little dirty little secret from them. And what is Serge Delmar? You know the Scientology, the auditing, oh my God, the auditing question, oh my God. You know what they asked me? Oh my God, they asked me disturbing questions.
So there you go. So Nora's indoctrined into Scientology. And is he jealous that she's working with Tom Cruise's kids, that she worked with Tom Cruise's kids? Because it gets better. Because then there's accusations, they come later. So I guess, what is she responsible for? Being indoctrined into Scientology. And, I mean, what is it? And why do you do that when it comes to Serge? Why do you mock that man like that? So don't tell me that it's not, I mean, you're saying that it's not bigotry. They're two gay people and you are bullying them. And when I say bullying them, I mean it because you're mocking them. You are doxing. I mean, you think you're doxing. Oh no, Nora, why? I'm still trying to figure out what the hell did she ever do to you? And who are you? Why are you, I keep going back to, well, what did I do? I did that to Aaron. No, Aaron said something that I called him out on, and then I just kind of left it alone. And when he did something, I called him out on it. I didn't call him out on things that happened when he was a kid or when he was 20 years old or even when he was a Scientologist. Because, when they were Scientologists, they weren't really having of their own mind. So is this about Mike Rinder and him not apologizing as a grown-ass adult when these people were in their early 20s? Do you want Nora to apologize to Tom Cruise's kids? I mean, what is going on here? I'm trying to figure out how this is what's going on here.
You know who Nora really is? And she confesses this. Her parents were in the Guardian's office. For those who don't know, The Guardian's office was essentially the forerunner of OSA, and OSA is the CIA. So basically, she was a part of the agency before OSA arose. Now, to be careful, both her parents, the Guardian's office, did a lot of nasty things. They did spy missions, they harassed people, they went after people, they literally carried out many knowingly illegal operations. They tried to infiltrate the government. This is not speculation, because the FBI raided the offices. We have their files. This is not disputable. Her family background is a spy background. Wait for it. Remember what Serge Delmar, that's not his real name either. We'll put that aside. You know what Serge said about the children? Oh, the children! Oh, it's so improper. All these adult Scientologists, I don't trust them. You know what Nora did in Scientology? Wait for it. And this is Nora. Quote, I worked with Tom Cruise's kids, Connor and Isabella. They were only little. Let me repeat that. They were only little, and I was working with them during the summertime when they were off school. They were fun and very sweet. End quote. Nora literally admits working with the children. Oh, it gets a lot worse. Now, to be fair, the quote goes on a little bit. So, I also worked, by the way, I want to be fair, maybe this is a misquote. I also worked Lisa Marie Presley's daughter, Riley. She was lovely. Oh boy. Oh boy. So she literally brags that her job, I took care of Tom Cruise's kids. I also took care of Lisa's kid. She was lovely. And she literally let slip out, I worked on her. If you know the spy lingo, you know what that means. Her job was to spy and monitor on children. Little children. I'm not stupid. Now, what's the nicest interpretation? Let's presuppose the best case scenario. She did nothing erotic. Let's be super nice. Nothing erotic occurred. At the very least, she was monitoring, spying on little children for Scientology. Remember the cult? That according to Serge Delmar, this cult, all it does is distract children. All it does, all the auditing, all the adult Scientologists, I trust none of them, all the hotels, all the children.
Guys, did you find that as disgusting as I did? Was that not disgusting? What he said about Nora and the accusation there, or the implication? Why? And why does he do that when it comes to Serge? I want you to hear now what he says when he is talking about Mike Rinder, somebody whose accent everybody tries to mimic, yet he doesn't one time. Not one time does he try to mimic Mike's. So what is it about Serge and about Nora? Well, we both know that they're gay, and Mike is not. So what is it? Seriously, what is it?
Strong, but it also covers Mike McLowry and other so-called old guard critics who have been much more ferocious critics, yet Rinder can't ever seem to talk about them fairly.
The formalized use
it's formalized
of that
in the
term.
60s because...
So this is very typical Rinder. He's making it a psychological issue, an emotional issue, that Jerry isn't accepting an apology, Mike is not accepting an apology, but Rinder sincerely apologized, and that is the end of it. But the simple question that Mike proposes, Mike McLowry, is why are you not naming actual agents? I don't think he's named a single secret OSA agent. He's only talked about people who we already know about. He's talked about Miscavige, Tom Cruise. He's never talked about OSA agents hidden away, right? People who are deeply embedded in different organizations. He just doesn't really go into detail. He just stops at a certain point and says, okay, I've done my best. I've done 10 interviews and it's over. And we're just asking a simple question. Is that really all you know? Don't you know much more than that? And again, a lot of people are not satisfied. He's saying all he really knows. And that's going to be always the main problem with Rinder.
Now, guys, do you see where he says, and Rinder says, but he doesn't do the Australian accent? Yet, he mocked two other people. Why? Rinder was older. He was, in his 40s when this shit was going on, in his late 30s. You know, what's going on here, man? I keep asking that because there's a motive here. And what's the motive here? And then he talks about
independent Scientology, ex-Scientology, and I want to get into that too. I want to get into that too because I think that he kind of said some crap about Alonzo, which I disagree with. You know, there are people that think that there is some good that came out of what they got and that there's just a bunch of bad shit going on. But there are some very good lessons and there are some very good tools. And I don't think it's as black and white as Thomas thinks. But I also don't understand how Thomas thinks at all, to be honest with you. And I don't want to learn how to think like Thomas. How you could degrade somebody and act so disgusting towards somebody. And it's clear because, again, everybody tries to get Mike's Australian accent, and you didn't even make an attempt at it. But you just kept mocking. And you could tell by the tone and everything. I know that these interviews, that they're two separate episodes. I get that. Somebody sent me the disgusting one. And yeah, I'm calling you out on it because that's disgusting. Why? Why? Guys, what do you think? Do you think it's okay to behave like that because you have a platform? I mean, should we have a platform of hate and cruelty and meanness and mockery when it's not even in fun? It's not even in fun. It's just mean. It's mean-spirited. I mean, why is that okay? Why is that okay? What's wrong with Serge? What's wrong with Nora? Why do they deserve that? And why do you treat Mike differently? Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Please tell me what you think in the chat. Don't forget, I'm going live 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, Sunday night. Okay? And, Thomas, please, come on. I'd like to ask you what's going on. All right, guys. Again, thank you. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I'll see you. Bye.